So I've been using the S25 Ultra for the last 10 months since the day it came out, and I've really enjoyed it. But should you be buying it at the end of 2025? Yes and no. So let's get into my experience of using it for the whole year and whether you should be picking one of these up right now.
Now, to start, I just want to say I'm not going to be talking about specs or benchmark testing or anything like that. This is, for me, a review of how the phone has performed in real-world usage over the past 10 months. Okay, let's start with the design. And to be honest, I still find it relatively bland compared to previous iterations of the Ultra series. For me, it could do with having a design refresh. Even with the S26 lineup, the leaks and rumours that have come out for that, it looks very similar still. So for me, I would love to see a bit of a design upgrade, but that's not to say that it's still not a really nice looking phone. And there have been some improvements. The corners are slightly more rounded, so it's a lot easier to hold, and it doesn't dig into your hand as much as previously. And it still feels like a premium phone in the hand. With the titanium frame, the 6.9-inch screen, it still looks gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous, let's talk about the display. Samsung is well known for its screens, and this 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED is no exception. With a high refresh rate and HDR10+, watching content on this is unbelievable and looks so good. So let's talk about performance. Under the hood, we have the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and in the 10 months I've had it, this hasn't had any problems at all. There's been no stuttering, no freezing, no lag, and I think that's a combination of the chipset itself and the integration, or the better integration, of One UI 7 when I got the phone, but now obviously it's One UI 8, and it's been a smooth experience. As I say, no lag, no hiccups. It's so smooth and fast now, and that's when you're throwing heavy things at it, like multitasking, playing games, even editing videos on it. I've done that. There's no hiccups or slips or anything like that. It's flawless. And long gone are the days of the old Android / TouchWiz lag that we used to get. These phones on the Snapdragon now just run super smooth. And with all this horsepower of the Snapdragon chip, it makes this phone a perfect phone for productivity and taking things to the next level. For example, multitasking again is still next level with One UI and on Samsung devices, better than most other companies do. So it's a brilliant phone. The big screen is perfect for that. Also, here we've also got the S Pen, and I know it's a bit of a love it or hate it situation, but I love my S Pen. I use it all the time to sign documents, even to just colour in or take notes and things like that, just to pass the time. I use it daily. So for me, the Galaxy is still one of the best phones for multitasking and productivity that you can get out there. Plus, you've also got things like Samsung DeX, which is again such a fantastically underrated feature that we get on Samsung phones. The fact that you can wirelessly connect to a monitor or a TV and use your phone almost like a Chromebook and use it as a computer is just unbelievable. Plus, you've also got things like Galaxy AI, which I still feel is the best AI on a smartphone. I think some of the features here, particularly around the photo editing, is just fantastic, and I don't think it's really matched on any other smartphone. So for me, those things alone make this an absolute beast for productivity. Now let's talk about camera, because this is where the S25 really flexes its muscles. You're looking at a quad camera setup, the massive 200 megapixel main sensor, which is the star of the show, and finally a brand new 50 megapixel ultra wide lens. Now for me, the ultra wide lens is obviously the biggest hardware upgrade here, and I've noticed a huge difference in macro shots, mainly because the sensor is so much sharper now. You can get so close to subjects, it looks incredible. And that's really been the biggest difference compared to the S24 Ultra, which again isn't a bad thing. It's nothing revolutionary here. It's just refinements over time, which is making the S25 Ultra a great camera system. Obviously, the star of the show is obviously the 200 megapixel main shooter, and you get so much detail in these shots, it's insane. I've also noticed that nightography shots are noticeably faster to capture compared to the S24 Ultra. In terms of video, the S25 Ultra is excellent, probably the best Android video recording experience you can get. I would say the iPhone is probably still slightly better, but there's not a lot in it now. You can now shoot 4K at 120 frames per second in Pro mode, which is brilliant for slow-mos. And if you're looking for any validation and getting the S25 Ultra, my wife, who's always been an iPhone user, this year saw the photos and videos that I was taking with the S25 Ultra and decided to finally get one herself. So if that's the biggest endorsement of this camera, there you go. It's turned a lifelong iPhone user into a Galaxy S25 Ultra user. Now onto battery. Now this has been a bit of a roller coaster. I would say the first 6 months of using the phone with its 5000 mAh cell was excellent, you know, and I don't know whether that's just because it was a new phone or whether that's just because of better efficiency through One UI. But unfortunately, with software updates over time, I have noticed some real up and down performance with battery. Sometimes it lasts well into the second day. Sometimes I'm charging it by 5 PM, and like I say, I've read on various forums that may be due to some of the updates that we've had during the year. But to be fair, since we've had One UI 8 on the S25 Ultra, I have noticed an improved battery performance. But I've also enjoyed the 45-watt charging, which does charge the phone up surprisingly fast.
So overall, have I enjoyed using the S25 Ultra for almost a year? Absolutely. It's been a brilliant phone. Love the design. The screen is just incredible. Cameras have been really good. Really been pleased with them. So yeah, it's been great. It's only a couple of downsides really. One is battery life has been up and down in terms of performance, and I think that's been due to software updates. And two, yeah, whilst the design is good, I feel a little bit bored. I would like Samsung to come up with something different. And as I've already said, it doesn't look like with the S26 Ultra line, we're going to get that. But hey ho, it's still a great phone and a great deal. But would I recommend you pick one up now? Well, we're probably a couple of months away from the S26 lineup being announced. I think if you picked one of these up now, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But anyway, let me know down in the comments, join the conversation. Have you got an S25 Ultra? Have you been happy with it? Or are you waiting for that S26 Ultra? You're going to wait a couple of months and then you're going to pick that one up then. Watching, like, subscribe to the channel. It helped me out massively as we're starting to grow. There's going to be loads more videos coming in 2026. So your support will be much appreciated. Until next time, cheers.